Yo, 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 welcome everybody to TCR, Trinity Competitive Racing, and welcome to a brand new season here in TCR, Season 14 for round number 1 of 14 for the Brazilian Grand Prix. I am alongside D'Angelo, myself, Seafreeze, and we'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings for the opening round of the silver class. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Make sure you let everyone know that TCR is about to begin a brand new season, and that we're only 15 minutes away from a brand new race, 36 laps around Brazil. And yeah, so class is back in session. Standings are wiped free, and we're going to crown a new silver class champion by the end of the 14 rounds, as Tebow and Sir Charles have both moved up to golden class, and they'll be on the grid for tomorrow's race. D'Angelo, welcome to the new season. How are you? What are we expecting here tonight on round number 1?
It's very exciting to be here in Brazil to start off this new season. Haven't been to Brazil in TCR, and definitely not last season. I honestly might have been 2 seasons we haven't been to Brazil, but yeah, it's a very quick lap around here, around in the qualifying, just a little bit over a minute. Very high speed corners and hard braking zones in the middle section of the track, and really good track for racing. And then there's always that threat of rain, always pending in the heart of Brazil.
Yes, it's a little cloudy to start, as Camden starts us off with a 108.6, and that will be the time to beat. Also, we are live on both the YouTube and the Twitch channel for TCR, and encourage you guys to watch on your preferred platform. Definitely bring in all the comments, your predictions for this race, this new season, and also subscribe if you have not done so already, as Blinn Machine goes marginally ahead of the Alfa Romeo. The Red Bulls and the Alfa Romeos were the top 2 teams here chosen in the drivers' poll that was talked about on the Racing Debrief on our podcast yesterday. So go check that out to see all those predictions that Professional D'Angelo, myself, and Blinn Machine was a guest on the podcast. And we'll do another one, probably recapping this first week of TCR, and that'll be out next Monday, 8 a.m. Let's see, Formula Jonah, Blinn's teammate, goes to the line as well, P4 for the other set of the Red Bulls. And for those who are unaware, silver class is our mixed assist class, so drivers are able to use the racing line, they're able to use medium traction or no traction. We don't allow full traction. You're allowed to use ABS, that could be on, and I think that's it. I think that's all the assists you go through. It's good for, we got a lot of new drivers here, and we'll go through a little bit of the roster. We're riding on board with one of the new drivers, Oreo, half African, in the Mercedes. And he's up alongside a returning driver, Rafa Hulk. As you can see, the top 5 drivers, all returning drivers. That's Blinn, Camden, Rafa, Formula Jonah, and Chabar. Omega in 7th, he's in the pit lane at the moment. Everyone else is new, apart from Santo in P14. He, I think he's done maybe 1 or 2 races. Apart from that, everyone else is new. And we still have a few people arriving late to the party, hopefully by next round. As we have a retirement here of Lil Nars X, and that is off of turn number 5, I want to say. He is in that Alpine. Let's see if we could ride on board with Oreo here and get a nice view of that wreck. He might be right on the left side. Oh, they cleaned him up.
Yeah, he disappeared before he got there.
Okay. And so 2 drivers still yet to set some lap times. They're still in the garage picking their setup. So by the looks of things, it looks kind of cloudy, but no word yet on if we're actually going to get any rain for the actual race. Usually by now we will get some word on that, but nothing as of yet. Camden's back out for another lap, purple first sector. A little bit of improvement here. Now, a few big updates on this game. The tires that you qualify on in here in qualifying, you do not have to start the race on. That's an actual Formula 1 rule that they've implemented now in the video game because it, it copies what F1 does in the real regulations. So these drivers will be able to pick any tire, either the soft, medium, or hard tire, to start this race. So there's no more games in qualifying. It's pretty much get your soft tires and go the quickest you can, and I think that provides a little bit better in the qualifying. As you see, maybe a little bit of help here from Chibar, possibly. Although slipstream in this game is not as evident as in previous editions. And that's an 8.533 for Camden as he gets back on provisional pole.
Yep, pretty solid lap from Camden there. Gets on provisional pole, but it's definitely going to be a battle for pole between him and Blinn, I feel like, and maybe even Rafa Hulk, as Rafa Hulk is 5/10 up through Sector 2 right now, coming to the line.
It's all full throttle all the way up the hill, and keeping a short line to the left-hand side. And will this be provisional? Yes, it is, an 8.4 for the Mercedes driver, and Rafa Hulk is joining the party here in qualifying. Oh, as we have that could be a penalty for Rafa, and the game gave one right to Rafa Hulk, so he will have a 5-place grid penalty, a really costly mistake. I don't know if you caught that, D'Angelo, but
I did. My mic
you did. He came off the track, and then he came back on track, and I thought he came back quite nicely, but I feel like Santo just kept on the racing line, didn't really move over. So, but the game gave him 5-place grid penalties, so he will not be starting on the front row, which those penalties you can't do anything about. Once the game gives it to you, it's done, it's over.
Yeah. Which the stewards will probably look at that after the race too and might give him something for the next race as well, even past this.
I saw in the chat we got some Chibar fans. M. Bertoletti says, read some big things on the forums about Chibar's off-season training. Looking forward to a big first race. Yeah, apparently he did a 15-minute run out and 15-minute run back to his complex. So he's working on that cardio. Seems to be helping. And he's sitting pretty nicely too. 8.9, only a few tenths off of Rafa Hulk, and he'll obviously get that position there. So that promote him P3 and Camden to P1. Now let's see who else is on a lap. We have Speedy Gunner in his first race here in TCR. Looked pretty quick at times through preseason. He'll be in the Ferrari.
Looks like he messed up this lap. He looks like he's taking it easy now and probably gonna start another lap on this set of softs.
Yep. How would you call this one? This seems like an automated username. MM42793. We could do. Let's do Eminem here. Eminem is.
I was about to say that or M&M's.
M&M's, yeah. Well, yeah. Teach, yeah. Or double M, you know, is going to be starting a lap here in the McLaren. Coming to turn 1 through the Senna S's. Really crucial to hook that first corner and get on the throttle as early as possible, but it's an early invalidation, and that's going to cost him. But he should have enough time to come back in or boot it back up for another lap if he's got the fuel in it. MacDuff starting one.
Yeah, that little S section going down the hill, it's kind of hard to get perfectly and not get an invalidation. Or you can easily spin because of the change in elevation as well.
It really sets the tone for the entire lap, because you really want to start really good on your qualifying lap, and you mess the first 3 corners up, you could lose so much time. Not the best from MacDuff, but at least he got through their valid. As Camden goes even more of an improvement, 8.1.
Yeah, 8.1 seems like maybe it might be the ceiling, it might not, but there is ways to go faster. You just have to hit the points perfectly. I think that lap's going to be hard to beat when we have 420 left in qualifying.
Let's see what MacDuff can do to the line. Hugs it to the left side of the track. And just an improvement to P10, so not a big improvement, but gets him into the top 10. And Oreo's gonna let off from this lap here. We also have another Alfa Romeo, that is Shibar on a lap, so let's go on board with Shibar. Half a second improvement through that first sector, if that was correct.
I believe it's not correct.
Not correct.
No ERS is being deployed right now.
Oh, alright, maybe he's on an out lap here.
It seems to do that whenever you switch to a different driver and they're on a lap. It's really weird. It says they're up when they're really not.
Well, I'm going to stick with him regardless, even though it doesn't look like maximum push, but yeah, no, definitely not. Got the Aston Martin off the track. And it's really crucial to start this last corner, the last braking zone, off good, because that's your run all the way down to turn 1. And even though it's not the lap of qualifying, it sets you up for the actual true hot lap, as Chibar will take us through finally on this one. And he does a good job by hooking the inside there and getting on the throttle decently early, maybe a little bit miss in turn 2, but he hugs the line quite nicely down to turn 4. The end of the DRS straight down to 4th gear. And he really only needs to get Blinn Machine, but I mean, because Rafa's got that penalty, but if he really wants to shoot for the stars, let's see what this sector time is going to look like. He's got some traffic up ahead. That's going to be his teammate, but he's going to look on out. But even though he's out of the way, it could still distract you on the lap. It didn't look too bad on Chibar's end. Through the penultimate purple middle sector.
2/10 up.
Yeah, he might be able to get at least Blinn Machine.
He's about 340 something tenths.
It's going to be close.
Oh,
no, just missed.
Just missed by 3/100ths.
And Blinn was on a lap. He actually got an invalid lap, so Blinn Machine is going to go on another lap. He should have enough fuel in the car. And this will be his last flying lap for Blinn Machine. Can Blinn put himself up on to pole position? He was on the podcast we talked about, and he came into the season really expecting a lot of good things. So right now in quali, He's doing a great job putting himself in a position where he can do something in the race. And that's all you can ask for.
I wonder if Camden's going to be able to get another lap in, because he's got hot lap guys coming in behind him, and he's only got 30 seconds to make it to the line.
Yeah, it's going to be close. Yeah, he's just coming through the last corner now. Or last braking zone, I should say. Blinn still doing good here. I want to see a sector time. We're going to get it in a moment. Should be flat through here. Yes, it is.
Camden's not going to make it for another lap. He just hit the last braking zone.
And is this good enough for pole position for Blinn Machine? A purple middle sector, but did he had to sacrifice a little in sector 1 and 3? He comes to the line now. It's going to be an improvement, marginal improvement, and that'll put him P3.
I feel like he didn't have enough ERS to do that lap fully, because he saw he went to 0% ERS because he was only about 60% because of the invalid lap that he had. So he really didn't get the straight line speed that he needed because he didn't have any battery.
Yeah, that's a great point, because he had an invalid lap prior. So if he did that lap on his full juiced lap, yeah, that would have definitely been an improvement. But he will definitely start P2 with Rafa Hulk's grid penalty, and that means Camden Luca, unless yeah, Camden Luca is going to get the pole position here tonight. 108.171. I want to thank everyone for tuning in for this first race of the Silver Class. Reminders, tomorrow is the Golden Class. We should have a full grid for that one. Same time tomorrow, and Thursday, the Platinum Class. I tell you what, this Platinum Class is stacked, and Golden is a big, really stacked too. These two are going to be really nice to watch all the way through, so definitely come back and tune in Wednesday and Thursday, same time, same place, so definitely hit the subscribe button so you don't miss that. But those are your results from qualifying today. Did anything stand out to you, D'Angelo, or was this kind of expected on your half?
I really think that it was kind of expected that I really did feel like the top 5 would be the more of the returning drivers, so really nothing crazy. But the thing that's crazy to me, even though Rafa Hulk has the 5-place grid penalty, Camden was almost a little bit over 2.5 tenths faster than Rafa Hulk's time, who was in second.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about Camden's pace around here, and maybe he probably put in a lot of practice in during the week. Also, no formation lap for the race today.
Yeah, well, I was going to mention that because some people might not know why that is, and unfortunately, there won't be a formation lap because so we're going to go right into the race here. We'll have about 30 seconds or so, so you got to put your predictions now. I'm going to put Camden. I like my guy, Camden. I'm going to put Blinn for P2, and I'm thinking a Chabar podium. To really start the season off strong. I like those three throughout. But yeah, there's a little tire glitch, temperature glitch, where the formation lap, the host of the lobby would get ideal tire temps, and everyone else's tire temps would start back cold tires. Usually the formation lap is there so you can warm your tires up. So this way when you start the race, you have warm tires to start it. Every driver now will have cold tires because of this glitch, and hopefully Codemasters EA can fix this so we don't have to have this. So coming into turn 1, 2, 3, even all the way down to turn 4, and it's really going to take the entire opening lap for these drivers to get up to temperature and have true confidence in that car. So we might see a few incidents. Hopefully the drivers were warned, so hopefully they keep that in the back of their mind. So without further ado, for the first round of Silver Class of Season 14, let's do it. As Blinn gets a decent start, he's going to take the lead into turn 1. The Red Bull driver, Camden, is sneaking up behind Chabar and P3. That's the Alfa Romeos. You got Formula Jonah slotting down, and he's going to do a half spin, as does, I think that's Oreo, and we have a driver out. That is Bags.
Bags retired first. It's turn 3. No safety car.
And Oreo no front wing at all, and we are down to 13 drivers in this race. A few drivers with damage. Formula Jonah went all the way down the order, but it was a good start from his teammate Blinn Machine, able to get Camden Luca off the line. But we are still green here. As let me get myself situated here. I gotta put up a few graphics. Detail. Let's do the tires. So those are the tires that everyone started on. Top 5 mediums. You got Rafa Hulk and Speedy on the hards, as is Oreo. And Chibar is under pressure by F1 Nerd and the Aston Martin.
Blinn already a second up on Camden in the gap. Not
Oh,
good
F1.
for Camden if he's...
F1 Nerd and Chibar going side by side, and this opens the door for Omega down the straight. Omega's gonna go inside. Chibar's kind of defensive there, but Omega still looking inside. Now F1 Nerd's around the outside.
Now this brings Rafa Hulk into the mix. We are having... Wow. Got a 4-way battle right here.
Get
here
the
comes
blanket.
Speedy Gunner and Lil Nars.
Yeah. This brings everyone in, but Chibar still holds on. F1 Nerd gets P4, and Omega followed by Rafa. Wow, great stuff there early on, and it's only lap 2.
We're about to have like 7, 8 slipstreams train right here.
And this is really the battle for the podium, because you look at the top 2 already, a 3-second gap from the top 2 to Chibar, and Chibar is getting those tickets for that train, because he's got F1 Nerd, he's got Omega, Rafa Hulk, Speedy's coming into play.
DRS is now enabled, however, so Chibar is going to have to go very defensive on this next straight here.
And look at the battery that Nerd's got, almost nothing. And this is not going to be good for a 36-lap race. Chibar around the outside, he's going to get squeezed out. And here comes Omega as well. Chibar should slot back in line. Omega misses the apex. Rafa Hulk still powering through.
Oh, and there comes Rafa Hulk going down the inside as well. Chibar falling down the order here. This is good for Rafa Hulk because he started on those hard tires, and he'll have pretty fast tires at the end of the race on those mediums.
Yeah, Rafa Hulk's a really quick driver, so even on the harder tire, he should definitely have a little bit of a pace advantage here, because I think ideally he's a top 3 driver on the grid. As there's
a great run on Omega.
Yeah, there's that DRS. Omega didn't have, and the F1 Nerd up in front, he's low on the battery, as I mentioned earlier, as Rafa quickest 3rd sector, probably because of that DRS and the use of the battery.
Rafa looks like he has a lot of straight line speed too, because he was catching him, but without battery or DRS in that first section of the straight, like the run.
And we had a yellow spin in the middle sector. That was Oreo on the Mercedes, and Blinn is coming up to them in a few more corners, so I want to go on board to make sure. Yeah, there you see him on the left side of the track.
He's going to get disqualified, he stays still.
Yeah, his race is over. Once you go a lap down in this game, unfortunately, you can't really get it back. So that is pretty much race over. But
Speedy Gunner and Chibar now.
And Speedy gets a good exit.
Speedy's going to have DRS too, using the battery as well. A lot of guys up towards the front as well, which Camden has the battery advantage on Blinn as well, as Speedy gets around Chibar. But Chibar does have more battery now and will get DRS.
Yeah, look at Speed down below 10%, which is very not advised. You lose a lot of speed doing it that way. Chibar, 68% battery. He might have been maybe thought to use a little bit in those battles to maybe help keep some track position. But it seems like everyone around him is just dumping the battery.
Yeah, it's not going to help, especially without a safety car, because then you won't be able to gain as much battery back. This is a very ERS kind of circuit because you use so much even on just the regular setting. You don't get, you maybe gain 6.
Oh, and who's off? Omega's off in the final corner, and that's going to promote a whole bunch of drivers, including Lil Nas X as well. Look at him getting a cheeky position up to P7. The Ferraris were doing good, up 5 and 6. And Jabbar now into turn 1 around the outside. He might be looking, and he's going to keep it in there.
Defense. Speedy Gunner with good defense there, but he's going to have to defend once again going down this straightaway here. Then Lil Nas X is right behind Jabbar. They're going to go, looks like 3 abreast.
Around the outside is hard. Speedy gives him barely room. And he's going to hold off another lap. You can see the lights blinking on the back of the Ferrari, and that means he is under the 10%. And Jabbar has a huge advantage now. He just has to clear him, I think, next time by. And he should be well up along the road.
Yeah, as we go back to the battle for the podium, Rafa Hulk and F1. Rafa Hulk has less battery than F1 Nerd, but they're like 20 and 30. So F1 Nerd does have the faster tire on, but as the race goes on, they keep battling. His tires are going to wear a lot faster than Rafa Hulk's are.
And again, the battery. Rafa Hulk up in front, below the 10%. He's got 8% to play with, and he's going to be really struggling on the straight. Jabbar gets past Speedy Gunner into turn 1, and Lil Nas X comes by, but Jabbar misses turn 1 completely, and the side-by-side, and there's big contact. There's carbon fiber all over the place, and Speedy is stuck in a sign.
Yeah, Lil Nars didn't really see, really didn't see Speedy right next to him as he saw Jabbar go off the track. So as Omega gets around Lil Nars now, that puts Speedy Gunner back down in the 10th.
And here comes Lil Nas X on Omega, who seems to be really struggling. Oh, there's a big contact here. Big contact. All 4 drivers involved, and they all just got stacked up. And that's going to ruin a lot of races there. All drivers will have to pit. And that's what happens when 2 drivers ahead in that slow speed hairpin went side by side. Everyone else behind couldn't go their maximum push lap. And because of it, one got into the other, and it was just kind of an accordion effect.
Both Ferraris have no wings, so they're going to have to double stack here for them to have any chance left at this point.
But up for the podium battle, F1 Nerd still sticking with Rafa Hulk, and up in front, it is Blinn Machine leading the way with a 1.5 second gap over Camden Luca. And to be honest, I think these two, the race presence they give, the racecraft these two have, they know exactly how to get through this race. It's 36 laps, and you can see Camden Luca 90% battery, Blinn Machine a little less, but he's about half tank. And they're thinking the long haul in this race, a lot of laps to go, and they're just kind of conserving, trying to get some laps under them.
Camden is catching him in the middle sector, but doesn't really have the straight line speed, it seems, to keep with him to get into that DRS range.
Now, if I'm Camden right now, I use battery 100%. Try to get within that DRS zone, because that can help your lap times immensely. Just to be within that second, you start to put the pressure on Blinn Machine when you get on those straights. Now he's going to be looking in the mirror. When you're sitting about 1.5 seconds, Blinn Machine, he's really not looking in the mirror. So you want to put a little bit of pressure on in this first stint on Blinn, see if he can make a mistake, and if he does, look at the gap he has behind. You know, this could be an easy win for Camden. So he's right at the 1.1 second. Use a little bit of battery, possibly closing in a little bit now. Try to get within that DRS, and then maybe conserve from there.
Camden is so much faster in the second sector now that I don't really think he needs to use the ERS now. He might be able to hit the detection zone within a second. So
right outside, but the DRS detection zone isn't until a few more meters up from that corner there, but he doesn't get a good run off the corner, and that's going to put him at 1.1 second. But right now is when I would put all the battery and try to get in the next detection zone for turn 4.
Bill might get it. Ooh, it's going to be close. I don't know if he got it. No, he did not.
Yeah. And I say this because, you know, 1.1, 1.2 is not a big deal, but if you could get an advantage down the straight that the other car doesn't have, you remain to have that contact with that driver ahead, and it could just help you immensely to stick with that driver because you can do the pace that he's setting. Once you start to fall back, you know, the 1.1, 1.2 can turn into, you know, almost 2 seconds, and then you don't have that DRS to play with to help you. So if you're within DRS and you make a mistake, it can kind of help you. And like you mentioned, look, he's within the second here, within the middle sector. He really gets it, but he loses it out right before the detection zone. I'm going to go on board with Blinn to see if he uses any battery off the crucial corners, which this is one of them, and he does. He uses some battery, and Camden does not. So maybe that's Blinn's strategy here.
It might play right into Camden's hands though, as well, if there's no safety car, because Blinn will have significantly less battery towards the end of the race if he keeps doing what he's doing.
And down the bottom of the field, Speedy Gunner and Formula Jonah. Speedy Gunner got the position after they both had to pit for new front wings in that collision in the middle sector. And you could see the field spread is quite big here. Although you never know of a safety car. We are trialing a reduced safety car function in the opening round here. Supposedly the safety car comes out way too much, even for an incident, but maybe the reduced, I would argue that we should have had one on the opening lap. But apart from that, I think everything else was quite fine.
Camden gets a little squirrely out of that corner, loses a lot of time right there. Almost 2 seconds down again.
And down the field we have Formula Jonah on Speedy Gunner. Speedy Gunner really likes to take the inside into turn 4, and that makes it really difficult for the following driver. You have the Red Bull leading the race, and here's another half of the Red Bull fighting for P10. Just not enough for Formula Jonah, also formerly known as what was his username before? I'm drawing a blank.
I am too, dude.
Oh.
It'll come back to us eventually.
Yeah, stay tuned. I don't know why I can't think of it. Broom handle.
That's it. I was like, we said it in the podcast on Sunday. We recorded it.
As Santo enters the pit lane.
A little early for 11 lap old mediums, so I wonder what his plan is.
Yeah, you should be. Those are the hard tires, so you know you could definitely get to the end on that tire. It's a lot different if those new watching here today have not been in tune with the strategies on this game. They're a lot different than last on the F1 2021 game. On last game, you needed to use more of the softs and mediums, and you avoided the hard tire. In this copy of F1 22, you kind of want to use the medium and the hard, and you want to avoid the soft tire. But the mediums and hard could do definitely a one-stop. You could put the hards on really any time, and they could get to the end of the Grand Prix. As Speedy struggling through the middle sector, this is going to give an opportunity for Formula Jonah. And thank you, TJ, for the comment of broom handle. I did eventually get there in the end, but I could always count on you.
Camden now almost 4 seconds behind Blinn Machine. Now Blinn's not using any ERS. Well, he just used a little bit that time.
And Speedy and Jonah really putting on a fight. Speedy is not wanting to let Jonah by. Jonah tries outside again. As we have a yellow, and that is the AlphaTauri of Santo, but it's all green now. And once again, Speedy gets the inside for turn 4, and another lap. Jonah is stuck behind.
Speedy giving off really good defense here. When doing really well defending that position from Formula Jonah. Even with Formula Jonah having DRS, it just doesn't seem to be working for him.
As Santo is back in the pit, so that spin that he had for temporary, he probably picked some damage up and had to pit once again, and he put the soft tire on, which means he's going to have to pit again. Because they definitely cannot go to the end. But you look back at the gap at the front, and that 1.1, 1.2 turned into 4.6, 4.7, and that's a big lead for Blinn Machine. Coming to lap 14 of 36, not quite at halfway, but we're getting close to that time. This round 1's going by.
It's going by as fast as it can.
Oh! And I think Camden Luca might have hit the barrier entering the pit lane as he pits here on lap 15. And I like this call because the undercut is huge in this game. And to be honest, if he can get this all right, if Blinn doesn't respond next lap, you might see a new leader if everything goes right. But it looks like he's got a wing change, which is going to cost him.
He put on softs as well.
Yeah, that... Something went wrong there for Camden Luca because I tell you, that wasn't in the debrief. Or maybe it was. Maybe it was.
I'm really thinking now if he thinks there will be a safety car towards the end with a DNF or something at this point.
And back with this battle here, Jonah finally gets by Speedy, and he probably had to use all the battery to get by. But that's going to give Speedy the DRS down to turn 4, and if he wants to be a pest, he could try it, but he misses out on turn 2 on the traction, loses some time, and that should have Jonah up to P7. Now I wonder if Blinn Machine knows to put the hard tire on next, or maybe he wants to put the softs on.
If he puts the softs on, that's going to give Rafa Hulk a really big advantage. As African retires in the pits, I thought he retired on track. That would have been very interesting.
Yeah, it should be okay as he's in the pit lane, so no safety car, and they cleared it away quite nicely, so no foul, no harm.
Rafa Hulk he's slowly but surely gaining on Blinn Machine on his hard tires. So looks like Blinn's losing a little bit of pace on those mediums at the moment. As Omega's getting blue
I expect him to
flags.
pit here, probably. Let's lap 16. Yeah, here he comes.
He's diving in now.
And don't speed, Blinn. Hold it down, hold it. Nice.
Very easy to speed in this pit lane. Because you go into the
And it's the
so fast.
is it the soft tires? No, Blinn, no. He puts the soft tire on. And this might give the big advantage to Rafa Hulk, as Camden Luca and Blinn totally blew the strategy, unless they're thinking, I don't know, maybe there's rain coming or something else that we don't know about, but the strategy on the cards is not a medium to soft by any means.
No, it's definitely a hard to medium or medium to hard. Rafa Hulk, with barring any rain possibilities, and F1 Nerd as well. That puts F1 Nerd, Rafa Hulk, and Jabbar in the mix for the win here. As I believe Jabbar and F1 Nerd will dive into the pits this lap on lap 17, as that's McDuff that's gone around.
Yeah, McDuff mowing the lawn, bow toss style, and you gotta watch out. Here comes Camden. Camden saw it though, and yep. We got another one. Here comes MM.
Rafa Hulk stays out. Yep, he's on the hard tire, but I believe F1 Nerd and Jabbar will dive in. Nope, F1 Nerd stays out, and Jabbar is staying out. Very interesting call there.
Oh, and somehow Speedy got back in front of Formula Jonah, and Jonah is now stuck once again behind the Ferrari of Speedy Gunner, which I'm telling you, Speedy, I haven't, this is the first race I'm really seeing, and he's, yeah, absolutely. The overtaking, the defense he's putting on, that's really good stuff.
It's a little Nars now too, who just put on hard tires. Gonna have the speed out of corners because of how cold they are.
Oh, and MM is out on the straightaway, and there's yellow. We got all sector, but is this a full safety car?
I can't see it.
We can't see it.
Tell me.
We'd have no idea.
Yep, he did crash into the
wall.
Oh, no,
it's a full safety car because look what's coming out.
Yep, here comes the yellow dot. That plays right into Blinn and Camden's hands, but there might be rain all the way as the sky is getting a little bit darker by the minute here.
Yeah, you can see. What do they got on this one? Is that they got the Aston Martin, the Vantage, as Rafa Hulk comes into the pit lane. F1 Nerd continues on. Chibar.
Rafa's putting softs on too, so there might be rain heading this way.
Blinn stays out. Camden. What's Camden going to do? He's going to continue. And this definitely tells to me that something's on the way, because I don't know, unless I think there's something brewing in the air.
I think that's why F1 Nerd stayed out as well then, because he's still on medium tires, so I wonder if he's going to wait till the rain, especially now with this safety car. Now he's got a really big advantage.
Now Rafa Hulk was able to split the two. He was able to get right in between Blinn Machine and Camden. But it's F1 Nerd who is seemingly going to lead this race. He does carry a penalty. Let's see what this is. 3 seconds. It's probably for track violations.
Safety car will probably let lapped cars in, is because Omega is behind Blinn in the safety car train.
Still got Jonah, Santos pitting.
McDuff is behind Jabbar, or no, Camden. Safety car should probably, or will probably let those two through.
No, you know what? I don't think that is a feature in the games. They don't let lapped cars through.
As rain has started to fall.
Oh, here it comes. Now, do you put the inters on? No, I wouldn't do it yet. Although maybe next lap.
It does. Yeah, right, because in this game, as soon as it starts raining, it gets very slippy very quickly. As I think that's what McDuff is doing.
My watch says I need a relaxed reminder. This silver class race is testing the heart here tonight. I guess so. I'll do my breathing exercises while I can. Now that explains a lot to me, as we have our first driver, McDuff, on the intermediates. And let's see, we're going to ride on board with him as he comes out of the pit lane. Now this could be a big win for the Aston Martin, but he's got to be careful. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, 19 lap old mediums, and it's raining now if it's not wet enough to put the inters on.
Now, to me, this says that it's going to continue rain for the entirety of the race. So do you want to pit now while it's yellow, or wait and pit while under green conditions, and then lose that time for a pit stop? Now, these two in the back can gamble because they're in the back. If you just do what the leader does, you're just going to follow the leader. So you might as well do something different, and if it pays off for you, great.
Yeah, which now the track, it looks like it's very greasy. You can see like the layer that's on top right now.
Let's see, we're going to go back to the top. Let's see if anyone decides to give it up and come on into the pit lane.
F1 Nerd. F1 Nerd's coming in.
Yeah.
Blinn's coming in. Rafa's coming in. Camden's coming in. Jabbar, they're double stacking.
Here we go. Watch the speed.
We're good now. Right now, Formula Jonah's going to come in. Omega goes past the safety car. Who's going to come out on top?
Oh, I
F1
wonder.
Nerd's going to lose out. I wonder if he had damage.
I wonder, oh, that was close by McDuff. I guess they are letting the lapped cars through. This wasn't a thing last game.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think they let them through now because I feel like I've had
Yeah.
that happen in
That's great.
5% of these.
Because then it's not race over. In previous games, once you went a lap down, and there was nothing you could do about it.
Yep. As F1 Nerd is back in the lead, Camden won out over Blinn and Rapahulk. He's in P2 now. And Speedy Gunner is now in 5th, looking really good. Little Nars is in 6th. Jabbar, because of the double stack, is in 7th. That puts Formula Jonah in P8, back into where he should be. Omega, though. Omega's going to have to pit.
I wonder if the safety car is going to wait for all these lapped cars, because you still have Omega and McDuff way behind.
And Santo.
But see, McDuff can't pass Omega, but Omega's on the soft tire, and he can't go much quicker.
No.
And this could be a penalty for McDuff. He's got to wait. Omega should come in now. Yep. And safety car is in this lap.
Well.
Oh man. So those guys are, or at least will be able to catch up. It's going to be the Aston Martin F1 Nerd who will start this thing off. Camden Luca gets track position on Blinn Machine. Rapahulk right on behind. Thank you all for tuning in and watching this opening round of the Silver Class. Definitely hit the subscribe button and like for this action here. We have drama late in the opening round. We have no idea who's going to take it. F1 Nerd goes now, and we are back green. Good jump by the top two.
Oh, 5-second penalty for Jabbar. Severe collision with Little Nars. That had to be under the safety car, or under the yellow flag.
Yeah, and Jabbar's into the podium, into the pits, and F1 Nerd spun out through turn 2 and 3.
No. That promotes Camden, and then Blinn's right beside Camden going into turn 4. They're side by side. Camden Luca late a little early on the brakes.
And he's off the track. Blinn's off the track. He comes back, and he's on for the lead here. Camden's in the wall. And it's trouble for the Alfa Romeos. It's trouble, but both of them.
It's very slippery as Lil Nars is now. Oh, Lil Nars makes contact with Rapahulk. Camden has no wing.
He's going to have to pit. And this brings Speedy Gunner into P2, followed by Rapahulk. Blinn Machine is leading the dance. And what about Formula Jonah? Look at this guy coming up for the field. He was battling in the pack, Speedy as well, and they're right up here battling for a podium contention. Oh, but he gets on the curb. He almost half spins it.
Here comes Lil Nars.
And no more DRS. It's disabled, so you're gonna have to do it old school. Oh wow.
That promotes Jonah to 3, and here comes Lil Nars going down the inside into T1. Gets the move done.
Oh, he's coming back though. He's coming back. Bad exit by Lil Nars.
F1 Nerd back up into P5 after his spin. Camden in the pits. Rapahulk is coming out now. Wow, a tough break for both Alfa Romeos.
And they're both on the intermediates. Jabbar back into the pit lane again. And back out in front, Blinn Machine, lap 23 of 36. Still a long way to go.
13 laps left. It is a quick lap though, so it's not going to go as... Even in the rain, it's still for a wet track. Which actually, it's getting really wet. They might want to look at full wets in a minute. Looks like there's some standing water starting to form in certain areas.
Yeah, Brazil, when it rains, it rains. I mean, there's nowhere else to put it. And because of the characteristics of this track, you got a little bit of, elevation, bumps, and twisty corners, especially through the middle sector.
Little divots.
Yeah, divots, yeah, for sure. Don't forget the divots.
Yeah, because those divots, they just trap water, and if you run over them the wrong way on these intermediates, it's gonna send you.
And every lap under rainy conditions is like a few laps in dry conditions. And Speedy almost lost out turn 4 there, turn 5 more so.
Looked like a little lag on my screen.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring too, a little bit maybe. But 4.2 seconds the gap. Blinn definitely has the speed advantage, but he just has to keep it on track, and he should be able to get down to the end. But if it continues to rain like this,
Gonna have to put full wets on.
I don't know, maybe. As Shabar is in the pit lane again. Shabar, this is not who can pit the most. He is in for...
I'm looking.
5 times.
Jeez.
Or this might be his 4th.
Core 2004.
This might be his 4th actually, but 4 times another wing change, and that's going to be another $150,000 for a new front wing. As Omega went for a little half spin, but he is continuing on.
This puts Omega in the points now.
I'm going to go through biggest movers here if I can find it. Let's see it.
Speedy, probably.
Yep. Well, actually, Lil Nas X up 8 positions.
Oh, yeah.
Right in front of him
7.
is Chibar. He's going to get the blue flags. This is tricky here. Do you trust the Alfa Romeo on the inside? Just barely. Lil Nas X up 8 positions. Speedy up 7. Biggest losers, Chibar down 7. Camden Luca down 6. And F1 Nerd, the only driver to remain in 5th position, exactly where he qualified.
What an interesting... This is crazy.
And look who we got here for P2. Formula Jonah again still sees himself behind Speedy Gunner.
Oh my god.
But if he can get past Speedy Gunner, this will be a 1-2 for Red Bull. When it looked like it was going Alfa Romeo's direction, it was Red Bull.
On its head.
Absolutely.
Speedy does have pretty good. He did have pretty good speed in the dry, but the wet, it's a totally different story. It seems like. But still, Speedy's in a good spot. He is definitely very good defensive around here. So I wonder if Formula Jonah is going to have some trouble. Speedy looks like he got a little loose there.
And he's got a lot of battery. For someone who used a lot earlier on in the race, he's got almost
100%.
full percent. I mean,
he's got 100%.
So he can use that to defend a little bit on the straights to help him as we have around 10, 11 laps left to go. Blinn Machine still leading around a 7.5 second gap as his teammate battling for the 2nd position.
Yeah, it'd be a great start to the season if Red Bull could get the 1-2 here. When you thought Aston Martin wouldn't really have a great day because McDuff wasn't doing so hot, he's now up into P8. That's 4 points right there. With F1 Nerd in 5th. That's a pretty good chunk of points.
And a retirement here, or no, not retirement, but we got...
Looks like Omega coming out of the pits going a little slow.
Yep, and back up front to the other Ferrari. Speedy Gunner, around 3/10, but it should be enough to keep him just ahead for the time being. Blinn Machine still out in front. If he can hold on, this will be his 9th win in the silver class, and would start himself off great to season 14.
That rain's really coming down now. And very slippery out there. Driver's got to be very, very careful.
And Jonah might have an opportunity here, just needs a good exit off the final corner. Using some battery, Speedy's using some, Jonah's using some. Speedy goes inside.
Jonah a little bit early on the brakes there.
Oh, both sideways, both of them. As it's downpouring here in Brazil. Sao Paulo,
Yeah,
Brazil.
I don't know if it's like it might be a little bit too late to go wet, so people are going to be crawling to the finish line. As Blinn just got a little loose as well there.
Yeah, this is terrible conditions for Blinn because you're leading the race and you don't want the conditions to change because you want it to stay the same and keep the gap. You don't want to have to decide, should I come in, should I not? Because those can go really bad really quickly.
Just look at all the standing water on the track now. There's standing water everywhere.
Oh yeah, and there's a visible difference. Look at the puddles. Look at, you can barely see through the rain.
Yeah, this is not good if you're Blinn, but if you see the two behind you pit, I feel like he has enough gap from Lil Nars X as well that he could stay ahead.
Well, let's see what Omega does, because he's pitting in now, and Jonah's coming in as well. So the other Red Bull is coming in the pits, and that could only mean
Sector 3 yellow flag.
A wet tire.
It's an Alfa Romeo. It's Chabar.
Oh, big damage there.
Yep,
and we
Jonah
what's
and
this?
Omega
A safety
go on the
car?
wets. Yep, safety car.
Or is this a VS?
It might be a VSC. It is a VSC. There's no
VSC.
yellow dot. No yellow dot.
And this would be a perfect time to pit. And Blinn Machine, where is he? Coming around Sector 2 of turns 6 and 7.
He's got enough gap because I believe Speedy's going to pit now and react to Formula Jonah with the safe because of the VSC now.
Yeah, but you know what? Jonah had a little bit of help from the VSC, I believe. So this could promote him, or maybe not promote him, but get awfully close to the top two, because he was right behind Speedy, so he should have that covered.
And it's going to be very interesting because he also still has to abide by the delta, so. And he is 9 seconds behind Lil Nars, and then Lil Nars is 9 seconds behind Speedy. So about 18 seconds. It takes about 22-ish seconds to get through a pit stop.
Yeah,
as
so
Blinn is now in.
He should be fine. He should be fine. Speedy's should be coming.
As Blinn is in.
Drive through for F1 Nerd as he has a speeding under VSC, and Speedy is continuing on the intermediate tire. He's going to be leading the race here. Lap 30 of 36.
It actually might play out in his favor if because like, I mean, it's still raining hard, but if it stops hard raining at any time, Speedy's going to have a great spot.
And Lil Nars X, he's coming through turn 2 now. Blinn Machine's out on the pit lane, and he is now back onto the track. So he gets P2, and he has one car to pass in the final remaining laps, but he's on the preferred tire, which is the crucial part. And he is gaining at a rapid rate, but Speedy's been known, at least in this first 30 laps, to put on some great defense. So I just don't know if he could do too much with this not preferred tire. Yeah,
that standing water is not going to help him. Yeah, look, Blinn is so much faster than him.
And it's a Ferrari strategy come true.
In the game.
Literally, round 1. Mark told him, now Blinn's got to be careful. He's got a big gap. I would do it on the straight.
Blinn's got to be careful of Omega too.
Yep, but he gets it.
Dangerous.
He gets it. Blinn Machine back into the lead of the race. And Speedy Gunner for sure has to come in this time, bud.
Yeah, that's going to allow Formula Jonah to take the lead. Or not take the lead, but take P2. Speedy's staying out.
Yeah, so he's committing. I mean, he's got a big gap. I'm not I'm not saying it's...
It's decreasing it's decreasing so much faster than you think, though, too.
And Lil Nas X, who is the other guy on intermediate tire in P4, is now deciding to give it up.
Which Speedy would still be in the podium positions now because of that, because F1 Nerd is now coming in for his drive-through.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I would probably pit if I'm Speedy, at least claim P3, because P2 seems to be closing in for Formula Jonah. We have remaining a few more remaining laps here in round number 1. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in on both YouTube and the Twitch. This is first round of 14 rounds in season 14. We have the golden class tomorrow and platinum class on Thursday. Please do hit the like button, give us some more comments. I love all the comments coming in. It's great to see the support that you have for your own particular driver. And hit that subscribe so you don't miss us tomorrow and Thursday and for the entirety of season 14, as Jonah is now right on the back of Speedy Gunner.
Maybe it's just Formula Jonah luck, but Speedy Gunner, what if Speedy Gunner defends very well somehow? He's trying. Oh, and here comes Speedy.
And I gotta tell you, that's a smart play by Speedy. Just give it up. You know, his plan was, you know what? I'm gonna stay out as long as I can while I'm in P2. And once Jonah gets by,
here comes Rafa,
I'm gonna come into the pits to try and get P3. But yep, here comes Rafa.
But there goes P3, because now Speedy's gonna have cold tires. Ooh, but Rafa gets a penalty that's going to help Speedy.
So if Speedy wants a first podium in his debut race, he's going to have to do a little bit more work to get past Rafa Hulk. 3.5 seconds the gap.
I believe he can do it. He's just got to get those tires warmed up pretty quickly. Because one wrong move by Rafa Hulk and then Speedy's going to gain a lot of time or even the position.
And the closest battle for the time being is one of two. It's Lil Nas X and F1 Nerd carrying a 3-second time penalty for 5th. And the other is Omega on McDuff turn 1 for P8 and P9.
Omega also has a penalty. How much is it for? 3 seconds as well. Omega's going to go down the inside in wet conditions.
Oh,
they make contact!
Oh man, he saves it though.
A little drift action.
He's skilled, it doesn't matter.
As Rafa Hulk is now building the gap on Speedy Gunner. Looks like the podium is slipping ever so slightly.
You know, I gotta tell you what, the first half of the race, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be, you know, really played straightforward. Camden Luca versus Blinn Machine. They got a 50-second gap. Let's see who gets it. First race of the season, starting off slow. Then they both put the soft tires on, and we're like, "What happened?
What is happening?
Why are you doing that?" we thought Rafa Hulk was gonna win it, and then the rain came, safety car, intermediates, wet tires, and yeah, we got the two Red Bulls leading the race. Incredible stuff.
As Omega gets around McDuff now, is McDuff gonna fight back? Looks like he is gonna go down the inside. Stays back a little bit. Sector 2 yellow flag, that is Santo.
And this is a tough situation to put on for the drivers for the opening race. From dry to inners to full wets.
Oh, there goes Speedy, 3-second time.
Yeah, but I tell you what, this is really good from Speedy though. Really great opening round at, you know, so far. And he can only build upon this, as next week we go to Japan for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Indeed we do.
And Blinn starting the penultimate lap of the race, lap 35.
As Sanso has retired.
Yep, we get down to 10 drivers for the race. So if everyone just stays still, everyone gets points.
Even with the wets on still, it's very slippery out there as well.
We got a comment coming on the Twitch stream by Rebecca the Dirk. Beautiful save from Omega, an amazing first round from Speedy, great team. And I tell you what, you know, we talk a lot about the Alfa Romeos, the Red Bulls having a great, you know, seeming as the A team. But the Ferraris look pretty strong as well. We'll monitor them throughout. We got a lot of Chibar fans in the comments. Chibar gang, Chibar gang, Chiba gang.
But yes, going back to the Ferraris, it looked like Ferrari could have had easily a fourth and a fifth today. It just didn't play out that way for Omega in the end.
We've got one more lap for Blinn Machine. Can he have it all under control? And if he is able to finish this lap, it'd be one of his more impressive wins, I'd say, given the tricky conditions. It seemed like he really had the pace advantage, really from the drop of the red lights. He got the position on Camden Luca. And even when a little bit of adversity came in the middle with the pits and the strategy, when he needed to, he made his overtakes, and he showed, alright, no problem. Just do my overtakes and get back out in front. No big deal. I've done this before. I wonder who the game is going to give driver of the day to, but there's many candidates for this one. I mean, Blinn Machine putting in a great performance. Jonah up so many positions. You know, Rafa Hulk coming back from that pit penalty that he had, 5 place grid penalty to grab a podium. Yet Speedy, great racecraft, honestly. Overtakes and some defense. So there's many candidates for driver of the day, but it's going to be the Red Bull driver. Both Red Bull drivers claiming a 1-2. Blinn Machine takes his 9th career Silver Class victory in the opening round of Season 14 of the Silver Class.
F1 Nerd just got around Lil Nars, but I don't think it's that much of a gap. That's going to promote Lil Nars and now Camden up a position. Maybe Camden can get around Lil Nars as well. So we have the battle for 5th now brewing. Right at the end.
I wonder, can Camden do anything about the Alpine in front?
If he can get around the Alpine, he will recover for 5th.
All squirrely bird, and he put the battery on, and then he said, you know what, let me take it off. And, you know, P6 is decent enough, but I'm sure he would have wanted a little bit more. Tough opening round, but you know what? That's why they give us 14 of them.
Yep.
I thoroughly enjoyed that race, and I'm so happy to be back in. And the game did give it to Speedy Gunner, 45 driver of the day. And you know what? I will agree for that. I think it's well deserved and good performance by him.
It would have been like unanimous if he got a podium, but even still with 4th.
That would have been a hell of a debut. You know, there was a spot he almost could have had the win too if it played out correctly. But you know, P4, you can't really complain there. If anyone is looking to join, we do have a few seats left in Silver Class. So head over to the website. You can join our Discord server, sign up, and get on the grid for round 2. We have a lot more information down below. Follow us on all the social media platforms, but the Discord is where we are most active, and obviously here for the streams, as we are going to hear from the top 3 on the podium in just a few moments. If anyone has any questions you'd like me to ask, put that in the comments, and I will for sure let them know. And D'Angelo, if you have the top 3, if you can invite them, that'd be awesome. As Camden Luca actually got the fastest lap, a 10.718, so he will pick up at least 1 additional point. Could be a little bit of a sympathy vote.
I would just add them to the party.
Nice. I really can't. This was a really good race. I cannot wait to talk about it on this week's episode of the Racing Debrief. We will be reviewing the first round of TCR, so that is going to be great fun to look back on, because there's a lot of content material right here. But let me go into the theater mode if I could find this, and pick up my Mercedes driver. And give it a minute for my PlayStation to load on up, as we got all the drivers here. As I go to the theater here. They still got the theater. Where's the... Oh, there it is. No, not the theater. The showroom. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Mercedes car. Alright, so we'll start with our driver post-race interviews. As always, guys, make sure you have the audio sharing settings on, although you guys were quite a regular crew here last season, and it's the veterans who took back the podium in the opening round, so I'm sure it's already all on. We'll start with the Mercedes driver of Rafa Hulk. You got the 5 plays grid penalty in qualifying. It set you back a little bit, but you persevered. Tell us about that podium. Yep, we got you. Copy. Oh, we're getting word that we don't hear you, Rafa. I don't know if your audio sharings are on. Maybe you want to check that real quick for us. I really hate that feature. I feel like that should be banned. I'd ban it. Yep, we're getting word, guys. Thanks for letting us know. We'll have a summed up version. We'll get the transcript to you. We'll get the transcript. Let's see if it give another a few more seconds. It should be in the party, and there's also one in the settings for the main for the main. Okay, let's go to P2 for the time being, and then we'll come back to Rafa if you get that all figured out. P2 for Formula Jonah. Man, congratulations on that. it looked like a struggled first opening lap. You lost a lot of positions, and then it feels like the entire race you saw yourself right behind, battling with Speedy Gunner all the way to the end. But you were able to get him in the pit cycle to put those wet tires and get the P2. Welcome to Season 14, and congrats on the P2.
Thank you so much. Yeah, great race. Honestly, the best race, really. It was awesome. Yeah, going to the first lap, it wasn't really a good start. Tires were very cold. I think I spun on the curb. I was trying to leave space to the car beside me. I think I just got too much on the curb, spun it, was down to, I think, 11th. But then after that, I kind of knew it was like, I just got to stay focused and just keep going, you know? And then, yeah, here we are, P2. And when the rain came, we were trying to figure out, like, when is this rain coming? That, I think, was one of the most challenging parts of the race. But, yeah, second place and P1 as well to Blinn. Congrats to my teammate. I think that's the perfect start we can imagine. P1 and P2 in the first race. And let's just see where we can go from here.
Absolutely. And D'Angelo, if you had any questions for Miller Jonah?
What were you thinking to yourself when you couldn't get behind Speedy for all those laps? Like, were you thinking like he was just defending like a lion, or what was going through your head? Because that's what I want to know.
I think I was just kind of like, let's just have a good battle, you know? I think that was the biggest point in my head. I was just like, let's just have some nice overtaking and all that sort of thing. Of course, I wanted to get past as soon as possible so I can catch up with the rest of the field. But yeah, he would put on a great defense, honestly, and I really admire that in league racers, and it showed it right there. So, to be honest, I'm just happy that we had a great battle. And then, yeah, I mean, I wanted to get past as soon as possible, like I mentioned, but yeah, really, I was just enjoying the battle at hand and not really focusing on the getting like past and like then getting to the top positions. I was just enjoying the moment.
Awesome. Well, congrats on the P2. I'm really excited to see you up there, and congrats for the remainder of the season. We'll see a lot of you, I'm sure.
Thank you very much, and great commentary, by the way. Can't wait for season 14.
Thank you, much appreciated.
Can you listen now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we'll go to the Mercedes. You could start talking. I'll let you know in about 10 seconds.
All right. Like I was saying about the 5-second penalty, I tried to come inside the track like smooth I could, but when I look backward, I couldn't avoid it. Like it was too close, and I think I start very like fair on the race, so I changed my strategy. Try to start with the hard compose, so try to go farther I could, and especially I saw the rain was gonna come, and I think I have the pace to fight with Blinn, like Blinn Machine. Very good race, and for Madrona, congratulations for both. And I knew I had the pace, but the third place is a good start.
Absolutely. That is actually your 10th podium in the silver class, so congratulations on that. And D'Angelo, did you have any questions for Rafa Hulk?
No, I didn't really, and nothing really stood out for questions wise, but I just wanted to say good recovery with the 5-place grid penalty in qualifying, and you definitely had the pace. It just didn't play out in your favor in the end with all the safety car, pit stops, and everything. But yeah, it was really nice to see that you had the pace and everything, and I think we could see definitely a championship battle between all three of you that are on the podium, so I'm excited to see it.
All right, thank you guys, thank you.
Yep. All right, so we will move on to our race winner, fan favorite, Blinn Machine, for his 9th win here in the silver class. Man, you really had, I would say you had that really under control. Literally from the start, the 5 red lights went out. You got the position on Camden. First stint, you guys were just kind of keeping pace with each other. Shit hit the fan, and hey, you were under control, and they threw everything at you, and you still were able to get it. So congratulations. Tell us about it, Blinn Machine.
Oh, wow, thank you guys so much. That was one hell of a race. I think a great race to start a new season on. You know, it was rain, dry, hard rain, all kinds of strategy situations, safety car, virtual safety car. There was just everything to deal with today, and you know, it felt great. I mean, it was a good drive. I had a good setup. I had everything working. The car was working pretty good for me as well. You know, huge congratulations to Formula Jonah for that second place, 1-2 for Red Bull in our opening race. That's all we could ask for at this moment. And yeah, I had the pace I felt like in the race. I definitely still have to work on my qualifying. I was pretty quick, I was close, but I think I, you know, could have been second, you know, like on track. Obviously, I got second because of the penalty that I think Rafa had, but you know, I think I need to get a little bit better in my qualifying. Huge congratulations to Rafa at his home Grand Prix. Parabéns, Rafa. Hopefully we'll see you.
Thank you. You speak
Yeah,
very good Portuguese.
thank you, thank you. I know a few words here and there, but yeah, congratulations on that drive. And also really want to, you know, a huge shout out to Speedy Gunner. Amazing drive from him. For a moment there, he was holding pace against me in the lead there, so I wasn't really sure how it's gonna end up. I thought he might, you know, win the race when I pitted for the wet tires. I had about 5 seconds that I had to catch up on him, and yeah, it was really great. Great drive from all the other drivers as well. People were moving out of the way for blue flags really nicely as well. Nobody really caused any major incidents, so that was really good to see. And yeah, I'm just really happy with the performance today. Hopefully I can take this forward.
And D'Angelo, any questions for our race winner?
Yeah, I mean, Blinn, you definitely had the pace tonight, and I just want to ask you, it's like, how does it feel to get that first win and knowing that you now have momentum that you can carry into the rest of the season, even though it's only race one?
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good, but I don't want to get overconfident. I'm going to keep on practicing. That's what helped me out here today. I, you know, figured out a setup. I figured out what's going to work in the long run, what kind of strategy we should run. Obviously, the strategy kind of, you know, changed on the run here today because of the weather, so we had to play around with that. But yeah, it feels great. It's all I can ask for at this moment. Good performance for Red Bull as well. We've got some really great points for the team for the Constructors' Championship. Let's carry this forward, and yeah, I'll keep on practicing and keep on working on my pace, and hopefully it'll be enough.
Absolutely. There you have it, your race winner, and we'll hear from Blinn Machine in the Platinum class commentary as he will set us up for round number 1 in the Platinum class. So, without further ado, that was one hell of a race. What a great opener. D'Angelo, final thoughts on this first race here in Silver?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great race. Not what I expected within the first like 10 laps towards the end, but yeah, it was very surprising how it ended up with all the rain and everything, which I think is what you kind of sign up for when you go to Brazil, because it's very I'm trying to think of the word. It's very unknown what can happen around this track. So it really depends, and it always comes down to who's most prepared for it, and I think we saw that today.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to be in this commentary booth for the entire season, so if we get more races like this, you know, it's only going to get better from here. But I just want to say huge thanks for everyone tuning in for this opening round, and definitely come in tomorrow for the Golden Class, Thursday for the Platinum Class. Next week we are at Japan. Follow us on all the social medias, sign up. We still have some seats in Silver Class. Head over to the website. It's all down in the description. You could join our Discord server where we're the most active, and also we have TCR merch. Also, if you are interested, also on the website, as well as our affiliate link for Fanatec. If you are looking for some Fanatec products, please use that, and it would help the league in doing so. So yeah, it was D'Angelo alongside me and Seafreeze here, myself. To everyone here at TCR and all the viewers here, thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Golden Class. And without further ado, have a good night, everybody.